Hey all, because I am an absolute crazy person, I have been attempting over about the last year to get a quad format, a vintage LP quad format up and running called CD-4. It's one of the discrete quad formats. So when it's working, you're gonna get 4 completely distinct channels as intended by the engineer. Problem is that it's really tough to get up and running, especially since some of the equipment must be vintage. There's just nothing new being made. So I have tried several demodulators, and one of them was kind of dead on arrival. One of them just didn't seem to ever be able to acquire the necessary carrier signal. So this is a quad receiver. I'm gonna go ahead and get it out of the box and we'll take a look. Alright, so here we have a Technics SA-8000X. It can do CD-4. It also has a setting for matrix. It has phase 90 and phase 0. So I'm wondering how well it's going to do at SQ and QS. This is going to be my first toe-to-toe comparison with the Surround Master, which can't do CD-4. So I'm basically going to tear apart my entire quad station, and this is going to go in the most suitable spot that I can provide for it, and I'm going to get it wired up. I acquired recently a huge lot of CD-4 records. So, you know, if I had 500 Q8 tapes, I'd probably be trying to get that up and running too. So anyway, next you see me, I'll get this thing wired. Really seriously kicking it old school at this point. And hopefully CD-4 will get up and running. If any of you have experience with CD-4, please join the conversation. It's really difficult to get up and running, as a lot of my friends can attest. And those who have done so, man, more power to them. Hopefully, hope springs eternal. All right, so it would seem at long last that I have CD-4 up and running, more or less working. It's a little bit difficult to know. The good news is there's lots of adjustment that can be done, and I've got around 6 different CD-4 calibration records that I can try to make use of. But in any case, I'm using a Marantz model 6150, which came built in with the required low impedance tone arm wiring, and I'm using a Pickering XUV cartridge with the requisite 4500-Q stylus. CD-4 requires a setup that can reproduce the 30 kilohertz carrier signal, and so the stylus needs to be able to perform reasonably well up to around 50 kilohertz. So not all turntables can perform this function, and I went vintage, and this thing seems to be working pretty well. I'm also making use of this Technics SA-8000X. I tried 3 other CD-4 demodulators, all like external units, and nothing really performed. So consulting the manual, I made adjustments to the carrier signal strength, and also left and right, front to rear separation, and treating myself to the Doors Best Of, which was a flagship CD-4 record. It was actually made to sort of sell the idea of CD-4. So, Riders on the Storm, you get that whisper in the rear left. Riders on the Storm. So anyway, I've got dozens upon dozens of CD-4 records to make my way through now, and that's a happy thing. So if you have any questions about getting CD-4 up and running, it is a discrete quadraphonic format that is produced from vinyl LPs. It's quite a remarkable thing. Just please feel free to reach out, ask. I certainly don't know it all, but I know a lot of people who seem to. And there's a wealth of information, of course, online, especially quadraphonicquad.com. So anyway, more quad, more better, and it's another format that's become available to me, and it's just a very happy thing. It's been a struggle over about a year to try to get this format working. So anyway, I'm a happy camper, and just thought I would share the news with you. If you have gotten CD-4 up and running yourself, if you're a CD-4 aficionado, or if you're simply curious, I look forward to interacting with you in the comments section, or maybe on Quadraphonic Quad, or on the Life and Surround Facebook. Appreciate you watching, and until next time, live life in quad.